Right, welcome to a little FX, and this was a promised video. I promised to talk about a, a valid and invalid break construction in a few minutes. Right, this is a very short video. We won't be taking much of your time. So if you have not joined our Telegram channel, please do well to use the link in the description to join our Telegram channel. Right, so let's go straight to the point. Now, valid and invalid break construction. Right, this is a mistake that so many traders make, right, in their trading journey. They just find any BOS and then they're looking to enter the market with what they saw, right? For instance, maybe they could see the market do something like this. This is what a BOS should look like: higher high, higher low, higher high. Want to see that weak to strong hands transfer, right? That is want to see price taking out this obvious higher low, right? You can know how we do this. So this is your higher high, right? So this is your higher high. Let me change the color of this to maybe light blue. So this is your higher high, this is your higher low, this is your higher high, this is your higher low. So for the market to change hands, you want to see the market take out this obvious higher low here. So that gives you a break construction. Now you're looking towards enter at a retest, maybe the supply zone around there or something of that sort, right? So you're going to enter a sell here. So this is what a BOS look like, a break construction. Number one, it must take out the obvious low. So some people always call this a BOS. When they see market does something like this, right? And they say the market reject from here and they're trying to take a sell here. That is a very wrong approach of trading, right? This is a wrong mindset of change of structure. They just look at this and then they're looking to sell, right? Or they see the market do something like this. This is invalid BOS now. Market does something like this, and then they're looking to get in here. This is a wrong approach, right? It's going to eventually take you out because the market is still bullish. And how is it bullish? Because the market is still making higher highs and higher lows. So you can say the market has used this to form a new higher low here. So this is another picture perfect, right? So you have another higher low here, right? So that is it. All right. So back to what we were saying. We have higher high, higher low, higher higher low. So for this market to obviously become a break of structure, you want to see the market obviously take out the last higher low which you had. Right, so that's how to call as a valid BOS. When the market take out obvious higher low, that is used for a bullish market. Then for a bearish market, you know how it goes. Right, for a bearish market, you know how it goes. It's the reverse. This is how to get a valid BOS. Right, for a bearish scenario, you see the market doing something like this. Something like this. All of that going up, going down, going up, going down, and all of that. So this market doing this high, lower high, lower high, and low. So for you to have a BS, you can first of all you can label what you have here. You can see that you have a lower high, have a lower low, have a lower high, and then you have a lower low, right? So it is structure of the market. So for this market to break structure, you want to obviously see the market take out this obvious this obvious lower high, creating a new high, and then once the market tap then change character, right? So you want to see in the market. So for market to be a valid BOS, number one, you must obviously take out this high, right? As long as the market don't take out that high, it is not a higher low. So now that the market continue ranging maybe down here, it is not a higher low, it is not a BOS yet. Once the market has taken out the obvious lower high, right? So that's about BOS. Now, back to what we call a valid BOS and invalid BOS. So number one, I've talked about that the market must clear the obvious structural point. That's the first step to know an obvious higher low or higher high. You must take out the obvious structural point, right? And now the next thing is that it must happen at a valid zone of interest, right? So now there are three rules for knowing a valid BOS, right? And invalid BOS. Number one, these are the three rules I used to know a valid break construction. Number one, it was price must clear the last obvious lower high or higher low. That's the first rule that you have to use to get your valid and invalid BOS. Right, to get a valid BOS. Number two, price must break structure at a zone of interest. That means you don't just enter BOS anywhere you see. And now the final step is that the BOS on lower time frame must align with that of the higher time frame. So I'll just explain these three things and then we'll call it a day. Right. So I've already explained the first one, like price must clear the last obvious lower high or the obvious lower low, okay, right? And the next thing that price must break at the zone of interest, and then it was aligned with that of higher time frame, right? So these are the three rules for ignoring a valid BOS. And I've already explained the first one. Now let's talk about the second one. Price must break at the zone of interest, meaning that let's look at this. Let's use Richard to illustrate this, right? Let's use Richard to illustrate this. So now let's look at what happened at step index. No, that is with 50 years rather. With 50 years. Or else it's like example to explain this. Right. So now let's go to the daily time frame. Now look at what happened there. We had a shift of structure at this zone here. We have a BOS here, as you can see. Let me just highlight the last structural point. We had our lower high, our lower low, our lower high, and then we had our lower low right here. Right. So we had a BOS at this point, and markets, you can see markets came all the way to mitigate this zone here, right? It came to mitigate this zone. So you can also highlight this last series of you can also highlight from here into the future. So the market actually came to mitigate this low, and then it's rallying all the way up. So now, for us to know that this is a valid BOS, we have established that the market must collect the obvious high, which it did. And number two, it must be at a zone of interest. So when the markets came into this zone, this is a daily time frame. So we went to the 1 hour time frame to check what happened. You must see the market give you that BOS on a smaller time frame, which aligns with the daily. So if you look at this scale, look at what happened on 1 hour. Can you see this scale? This is how you get this right. So we had the daily point of interest. You look at our lower high, lower low. Can see market took out this last lower high, give us a BOS, it clearly cleared it. Look at the last obvious lower low here. Market clearly cleared it. You can see market went above, and you can see markets came back into this place to mitigate it. So you can see the D1 was bullish, and now the 1 hour was bullish, right? That's what I was talking about. You must see the time frame, two time frames, bigger and lower time frame align, right? So you can see that it must be at the zone of interest. I mean, on the daily we had a zone of interest, which was the last second. This last second. So we have it as a as we had a zone of interest, and now we also had a lower time frame aligning with a bigger time frame, right? So one mistake I meant to make is that they will see an obvious buy setup, and then they're looking for sell breakups. Let me say, for instance, they will see the market do something maybe on the 15 minutes, market do something like higher high, higher low, higher high, give this BS, and then they're looking to get into this trade with this. That is very wrong approach of trading, right? It's very wrong. This is very wrong, very, very wrong. Should you be looking to buy a market which is you should be looking to sell a market which is buying on the bigger time frame. So you must always align with a bigger time frame. And it must be in a zone of interest. That means want to say markets give this BS inside a zone of interest. If this market maybe get a BS maybe somewhere around there, then it will be invalid. I mean, market is something like this, lower high, lower, so maybe around there, did not get to this zone of interest. Maybe this around there. This would have been an invalid BS. A market would have taken you out and still come back into this zone. So markets can give false break construction most often. So before you call it a break construction, it must happen at number one, a zone of interest, and number two, it must align with the higher time frame, and number three, it must clear the obvious lower high or lower low, or lower high or higher lows, right? So that is the three rules for knowing a valid POS. The zone of interest must be there, and all of that. So we may also look at what's one more live charts to see. Let's look at the 75. 75. Let's run to this second distance. I don't want to go to the currency. Right, so as you can see that this market actually took us out. Why did it take us out? We can look at this. Let's go to daily time frame. I want to see if I can use this to explain these things. All right, so you can see that this market was kind of bullish on the daily time frame. Though I want to catch this sell, but it did not play out. Look at this. It was the last structure. The last structure. You can see the market obviously gave a lower high here, and then a lower low here. And market bots gave a higher high, gave a higher low. So it's kind of gave a POS here. But you shouldn't have looked to sell here. You should look to sell somewhere around here. So look at what happened. The markets came to tap somewhere inside there. I think it came to the feel part of this imbalance. It's a kind of imbalance around there. And then the market was supposed to go up to mitigate it. So based on the daily, the market was supposed to keep going up based on daily. But look at what we had on 1 hour. This was why we made this loss. The daily had more reasons to go upward, but look at what we did. We're looking for, you look at this. So the markets give low, high, low, and look at this. So we're looking for market to give us that distribution to go down, which did not play out because the daily time frame was actually super bullish, right? So this is it. That is it. That is the mistake we made and we lost that trade, right? So we must always see the bigger time frame align with the smaller time frame, and it must be at the zone of interest, right? Look at what the market is doing. So because of equal highs here, which I expect it gets clapped, although that it may be clapped, it may not be clapped. We'll just be watching to see what happens. I hope this video helps you. If you helped you, please drop a comment in the comment section. If you want to be part of a mentorship program, it goes for just $60, which are on a discount from now till the end of the 3rd of April. So we'll be going for $40 instead of $60. So if you want to be part of the mentorship program, do it to hit the link in the description and we'll enroll you. Have a wonderful day. Cheers and God bless.